Oh, yeah. Welcome to Syndicate After Dark, baby. We are live, and listen, y'all done it again. I done it again like Will Smith with the Wild Wild West, man. We live again. And it's weird because now the sunlight is not coming through my basement. I feel like I'm in a legit studio. But this ain't gonna become like an everyday thing. But we got, as long as Myles Garrett want to be traded, we might talk about it. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Hope you guys had a great day. And hopefully Syndicate will be on Radio Row one day, man. But you know what time it is. The only thing the whole world is talking about right now, Myles Garrett coming to a team near you. What team will that be? What's up, Aaron Lawrence in the building? What's up, Cassandra? What's up, Dennis? What's up, Fave? What up, Southwest? Marlon Benjamin, Michigan Panther Pride. What up, though? The Michigan Panthers have put out a request for a fan name. You know, we're one pride. What are they going to be? I was going to say Panther Pride, but not two prides. So I don't know. But make sure you guys participate. Rich, what up, though? If we can't get Myles, what about Trey? Yeah, we gonna talk about that as well. What is that? Steamed says After Dark is wild. Yeah, man. I'm actually thinking about if I had like a legit business, like let's say I had employees, I would have somebody who wanted to work midnights, do like a midnight show for everybody that was worked like third shift, like a radio type show, man. That would be on fire. 313 Claws. What up? Says, I don't think the Lions are in play for Garrett. He's not hurt or had major injury. We get players injured or senior players. Yeah. What's up, Tyrell? What's good with you? Benjamin, what up, though? Thomas, Mr. Robots in the building. Chappelle Show, what up? No trolls? Yeah, it's too late for them. It's too late for them right now. Panthers Pulse. I don't know. That's okay. How about the Red Wings? Shout out to the Red Wings. What are they, 7 in a row? Something crazy like that. Panther Posse. That sounds like Panther Syndicate. Oh, woo, that'd be crazy. Trademark. Give me that, bro. I need to trademark the whole thing. I am just wondering how Hutch is doing at this point. Hutch is doing well. He's actually going to be on Radio Row this week. So him and his family were flying down so he can participate. Remember, Hutchinson was there last year. So Radio Row is a big deal. You kind of forget about it, but it's a big deal. These players, their PR department gets them here. Like, this is part of the show. The hunting party. You should have a blue lion on a stripper pole behind you after dark. Oh, man. My QB MVP type of Pro Bowl, Jared Goff. What up from the 314? Bro, where is the 314 at? Hey, Derek, did you see Braylon Edwards said he would trade Hutch for Myles Garrett? I did see that clip circulating around. He was saying Myles in his prime, he would ship off Hutchinson. Now, I think that's his opinion. I mean, if that's his opinion, I'm not going to, I'm full of opinions. I'm not going to knock Braylon's opinion. I wouldn't do it, but that's what he said. What's up, David Lyons? What up, Doe? 313 is St. Louis. 314 is, bro, that's crazy. I didn't know that. It's after dark-ish in Colorado. Well, so here's what happened. So if you got kids, right? You got kids, you got family, you got to take care of. So my son had a doctor's appointment today at 4:30. And I was like, bruh, so I couldn't make a video, and I really wanted to talk about this. What I think is ironic is that it's been a very quiet all season for the Detroit Lions after the whole coaching carousel. There's nothing to talk about. Like this year, we're still battling the fact that we're not in the playoffs, that we're not going to the Super Bowl. So I think a lot of people are tuning out. They need to detox, and I'm not mad at them. I had to do the same thing. And in a way, this is kind of therapeutic for me, which is why I'm doing it as well. But Myles Garrett essentially stole the Super Bowl headlines. This was not a coincidence. This entire thing, he knew he was going on Radio Row this week. He announced Monday he wanted to go. And what do you know, Wednesday, he's taking over everybody's show. We're going to bring in 2 clips. One is from the Rich Eisen show, and one is from Mina Kimes. And Myles Garrett is listen, this guy could be a Washington Commander. And Bradley Matthias Jerome Cornelius Holmes has to do everything in his power to not make that happen. I'm going to tell you what. You thought I was bad for 4 years. If you don't like edge rusher videos, then you need to watch somebody else, because there's nothing to talk about with the Lions. There's only really one thing they need, which is an edge rusher, and it's time. It's time for it to get done. So let me show you just a little bit what I'm trying to do here. You guys know about the second camera shot that I got going on here. I've got the I'm not going to leave that there, but this was from the preseason game. It's the third down sign. I'm also going to get something. I'm not going to spoil it, because you got people that watch the channel and they straight be stealing from you, bruh. Everything that you do, they do. So I'm not going to mention it. Unfortunately, I just got to pop up and do things. But one thing about mentioning it, when you see somebody else get it and you said it first, and you know they stole from you. There's a device that I want to put right underneath the TV there. I think it's going to be sick, and I want to get a couple of those. I'm also going to get a third camera shot, hopefully sometime soon. That'll be just off to my right. That'll bring in that. My hope is that it'll show you more of the studio, so you can kind of see what I do. Maybe a fourth camera shot. That's what I wanted this one to be, but this is a webcam I had converted, so we are gonna do that. All right, so let me shout out whoever came in after that. I'm only watching the halftime show. Shout out to man. Oh my God, they wore that song out. But Kendrick Lamar with a handful of arm full of Grammys, bro. Crazy. I wonder what Drake is saying now. Detroit says, Derek, how do you feel about Detroit sports? They are doing good. You know what? I'm looking forward to the Tigers. I want to see how they continue to build on what they did last year. Everybody knows about Luka, right? Getting traded. Myles Garrett is a smart man. He's a smart man. And I think that Hutchinson just getting started, and he's almost done. What do you mean? For the Radio Row or what? What are we talking about there? If we don't get him, Brad has some explaining to do. You know what? If Brad Holmes doesn't give maximum effort, he got some explaining to do. But like I said, this is all going to backfire in his face. Brad, like I said, I don't want to be Brad Holmes. He's in a lose-lose situation. If you trade for Myles and it doesn't work out, lose. If you don't trade for Myles, lose, right? This is a very risky risk versus reward, and you got to ask yourself, what do you want? What is the risk worth? Agree. I can say that the Lions are definitely his top 5 destinations. Cowboys are a possibility because he has family in Texas. Aaron, I hear you. I disagree with you on the part that about the possibility, simply because the Cowboys have been pretenders for 30 years. And based off, listen, we're going to dissect. And the reason we're doing this live is we're going to dissect Myles Garrett's 8+ minutes of talk. And I'm going to be real with you. I think, what's up, Danny V? I think our biggest threat is the Washington Commanders. And we got to have a conversation about the Detroit Lions. Did they blow it with being a free agent destination? Not really, but a Myles Garrett destination. Jaden Daniels, that is now the number 1 destination everybody keeps talking about. As a matter of fact, some guy directly asked about Washington. And what I hate is that Dave Burkett, I guess one of the Detroit reporters, they wanted to ask him something, but he turned down questions. So this dude literally hijacked Radio Row. Good for him. That's a smart PR move. Shout out to him. Chappelle Show says, I think he's done well building the team, but scared money don't make no money. That is true. Myles Garrett to Detroit will be epic. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. This is what I wanted to do yesterday. Let me take the glasses off so the light can adjust. It doesn't do it when I wear I gotta take the glasses off for whatever reason. Probably something to do with light. Science. Could you imagine? For a moment, let's look at this. This is exactly what I was thinking about. Imagine this, but in reverse. Put Zadarius Smith right here, but put him behind Aiden Hutchinson right there. Myles Garrett right there, Jared Goff, and then Zadarius in the back. It takes more. How about it takes all? That'd be crazy. You can put him anywhere on here. You can put him anywhere on here. Speaking of this guy right here, what did my man say today? What did Amon-Ra St. Brown say about the pass rush, dog? Put some respect on my name. Did we talking about St. Brown? What'd he say, y'all? What's up, Will? Appreciate the dono. Says, be legendary, Brad. Get it done. I agree with you, my friend. Imagine if the Lions go undefeated and win a Super Bowl. The Lions will be the first team in history to have 16-0. Wow, 0-16 and 20-0. That would be crazy. D. Elliott says, what happened to Detroit in the playoffs makes you not consider the Lions as a free agent destination? Then I don't want you in Honolulu Blue. Well, okay, I take that back, D. What I mean is a win-it-all destination. A win-it-all destination. But does Myles think that he can take a team, the Detroit Lions, over the top? He asked Myles, how would you feel becoming a Lion? And Myles said, not right now, respectfully. That's what he said. Dolo Dynamite says, he said, you don't need DBs if you got a nasty pass rush, and who been telling you that all season long? Who's been telling you that, bro? I told y'all. You're like, man, but the secondary. And this is an NFL player who plays for our team that said if you got dogs on the D-line, you don't need, you can have scrubs. You can put Jerry Jacobs and Kendall Vildor back there. Come on, dog. But anyway, without further ado, let's take a look and a listen to Myles Garrett, Syndicate After Dark, brought to you by my family. All right, this is Myles Garrett, Rich Eisen, and you know, Rich Eisen, he get on my nerve. He really does, but I got to respect his hustle because he is a Chiefs lover. He is a Lions hater. But he will ask the tough questions. And I don't know if Rich used to be a reporter, but I appreciate Rich Eisen. That brother is very direct. He's very blunt, and he will get the answers. So here is, and the Lions select as a new general manager, Derek, a.k.a. Lions Syndicate. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm on his job. I love mine. I could only imagine. If I don't sleep when my kid goes to visit his mom, right? I don't know if any other parents like that, but I can't sleep when he gone. He my only one, by the way. But when he go over there, I'm up. I know he's safe, but anyway, so I guess it's a parent thing. But I love my job. I could imagine how stressed out he is. Because Brad Holmes, he know that he on the clock. Brad Holmes is on the clock. Don't get it twisted. Brad Holmes' clock started the moment we lost the NFC Championship game. Don't get it twisted. He on the clock. But here's Myles Garrett, and we're going to break this down. Shout out to Rich Eisen for not being a copyright claim chump, even though it would be his agency and not him. But this is Rich Eisen talking to Myles Garrett. And I'm going to tell you what. I want to be the type of YouTuber that I want y'all always talking about me. Like Myles Garrett, he been in the league for 8 seasons, and literally the entire world is talking about him. That's the type of YouTuber I want to be. I want y'all always talking about Lions Syndicate. This dude, he is so good at what he's doing, at his job, that everyone is talking about him. Every single fan base and franchise, it doesn't matter. They're talking about Myles Garrett. Here is Myles Garrett on the Rich Eisen Show. We're going to break it down as we go. And that rhymed. Cool.
On out, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning defensive player of the year, fresh into New Orleans. Please take a seat, Myles Garrett. Good to see you.
Yo, I got to get this. I love that, bro. Hey, I need some studio funding, bro. I need some studio funding. I'm trying to set up like Rich Eisen. This is cool. Put on the corner of Lions and Syndicate. That'd be fire.
Careful, watch out for that beautiful trophy that's to your right there. Good to see you, Myles Garrett.
I wouldn't mind hugging up to it.
I know.
Okay, Buffer, what's going on? Come on, dog. I don't pay all this money for this internet to be buffering. What's the deal? Come on, dog. What do we? Okay, all right. Let's do it after these messages real quick. What is we doing, bro? I got unlimited data. What's happening? All right, there we go. Come on. Oh, that's right. We supposed to be getting some snow or some ice in Michigan today, and Comcast already told me you might lose your service. Come on, dog. I paid too much money for this.
You can feel this, that, the other thing, but heading into this offseason feeling good.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I mean, recovering, but for the most part, definitely feeling.
Did you just land here? Did you just get here?
Just got in.
And you came straight to here?
Just to see you.
Which I greatly appreciate it, courtesy of Oikos. And we'll talk about Oikos in a second with your relationship. But obviously, if you don't mind, we'll just jump right into what you put out on for the world to see about wanting potentially a change of address for you professionally.
Yeah.
And why did you do that, Myles Garrett?
Just felt it was time. I had taken my time after the season, kind of, relax and decompress emotionally. Want to distance myself a little bit and spend a little time talking to my family about, the really how we feel about this decision. I mean, I'd kind of felt this way. I wanted to make sure I was completely detached, and they felt the same way I did. And I feel like everyone's kind of on the same page. And felt like it was time to at least speak on something that was near and dear to my heart. And have a lot of love for Cleveland, but it's always for me been about continuing for championships, winning those big games, and winning Lombardis, and we haven't had the opportunity to do that, and that's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, and this bauble sitting right here in front of you right now as we're having this conversation is an interesting sort of conversation piece, because that's what the line in your statement that jumped out at me was it wasn't about going from Cleveland to Canton.
Yeah.
It's about winning championships and this Lombardi trophy.
Yeah, it's never been about the Hall of Fame for me. It's not about money or records. It's all you're remembered for winning. Being.
Wait a minute, Myles, talk to him, bro. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said, bro? And that's the first point of order of business we gonna break down.
Lombardi trophy.
Yeah, it's never been about the Hall of Fame for me. It's not about money or records. It's all you're remembered for winning. Being.
You're remembered for winning. It's not about money or records. It's about winning. Lions fans, you hear what he's saying? It ain't about 15-2. It's about winning the whole thing. So let's dissect that first part for a minute. It's not about money. He ain't trying to get no contract. The guy paid. He know what he worth. Seems like a very smart man. He invested in the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's a minority owner, I believe that is. He's got some ownership stake in the Cleveland Cavaliers, so he's obviously pretty good at business. The dude don't care about money. Cleveland was ready to offer him a monster contract to keep him there. And Cleveland has all the control right now, or a lot of it. Myles can decide not to play. And as we continue to listen to this interview, the dude is beyond done. Could you imagine the brass that you must have when you are under contract for a team? You are currently a member and will be a member for 2 more seasons, but you got the brass to go on a award tour talking about you want to be gone. And this is only the beginning. Rich is going to ask even tougher questions, and Myles is going to have answers for those. Now, most of them will be vague. The one I cannot stand, and we'll get to that, is why are people putting them first? You see what happened when the Commanders beat us? The Commanders are the Detroit Lions of 2023. Nobody's talking about us anymore. They're talking about them, just like they were talking about us barely last season. I would look out for the Washington Commanders claiming Myles Garrett. He will be in the NFC. I guarantee that. Andrew Berry is not going to trade him to an AFC contender. That's not going to happen. He's not going to Buffalo. He's not going to that, right? So let's continue. But peep out Myles Garrett. You got to know that you are about that life if you are currently under contract and telling people that you good is gone. That's crazy. Shout out to him, though.
Home to your city, whichever city that is. That's how you're remembered in your community, by your peers, your teammates, by friends, all of that. And we want to play the game and want to do things to be remembered.
So, if you don't mind me prying, who is in that inner circle with whom you?
Hey, Tyrell, I peeped that too. That he said that line It sounded like he said lion, though. I'm going to say he said lion.
You had this conversation in your family. Who was it?
Oh, I mean, it was my parents. I mean, my sister, obviously my agent, my marketing agent.
Hey, James, of course it is. That's what he does. That's what he does, bro. I tried not to talk about that dude, but that's what he does. And then claims to be the #1 Detroit Lions fans channel. Get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here. Who numbers say what? Who numbers say what, young punk? Stop playing with me, bro.
Well, and hearing a little bit from a Cleveland or Akron native as well.
You did reach out to LeBron.
Yes, sir.
What conversation did you have with him, if you're willing to share in that?
No, just kind of what a transition looked like for him. What was his thought process going into it before he left Cleveland, and just making sure I made a logical decision, taking my time, and just trying to take away the pressure of doing something like that. I know that Cleveland, really that area, Northeast Ohio, has been his home, and it's really been it feels like my home as well.
It's your adopted home, and I know that, and I appreciate you being open and honest, as you always are whenever we have a conversation, Myles Garrett, is that, it is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to change an opinion of whether professionally you could be as successful where you had dreams of being the one to provide it for this fan base that adores you, and that and you adore them, and this is not a decision to be made lightly.
Yes.
And so, I guess why, when it all comes down to it, that you're willing to share, do you feel that this is what's best, that your 8 years you've come to the conclusion it just won't be in Cleveland for you?
I mean, like you said, it's not a decision I take lightly. It took time and lots of conversation, but just looking at kind of the trajectory of the team, talking to some of the higher ups, and I have a lot of respect for them, but I just don't think we're aligned on where the team is going in the near future. And I feel like the window for us as athletes is only so broad, and it only continues to close as years go by, with anything be able to happen on that field from day to day. And I want to be able to go out there and compete at the highest levels, day in and day out, and playing for champions, like I said.
And this.
Now, that last comment kind of scared me a little bit, because I value Myles very highly. And you guys know that I said that my top person that I would trade for is Myles Garrett. Like, you understand the type of unicorn this is? This is Myles Garrett is a unicorn. It would be the equivalent of Aiden Hutchinson being available, like, in about 2 or 3 years. Like, when Aiden reached his peak, that would be what this is like. Speaking of a Detroit Lion, I might have to cut a former Detroit Lion a little bit of slack. I might have to cut Matthew Stafford some slack, just a little bit of slack. I think I could appreciate it if Stafford would have came out and done this, if he would have came out and spoke and said something. But how it happened, and his LA just absorbing into the way that he left, to me, was not like this. And I think that that's what my problem is, because Myles Garrett is essentially going to do what Stafford did. And if you're in Cleveland, you either love or hate the guy. You're going to love him and hate him. I promise you that Myles Garrett is looking to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. And it kind of terrified me, his comments right there. Because is Brad Holmes going to do enough to make you believe that we're going all the way? I think if you take off the Honolulu Blue Lens glasses, you have to step back and you have to say, Brad has a lot of work to do this offseason. He got a lot of work to do. We got players that we don't know are going to start the season. Aleem McNeil. Hutch should be just fine. Hutch should be just fine. Part of me was a little relieved when we didn't have to worry about him coming back. And what also is a bummer is I would be on my way to New Orleans right now. Had we made the Super Bowl, I would be on my way to New Orleans. But I guess it was kind of like the silver lining was we don't have to worry about Hutch coming back too early, damaging himself, being in any danger. By the time he plays again, it'll be 11 months since the injury. And Hutchinson will be 100%. He's working with the best of the best. But it kind of scared me a little bit because Myles is, if Cleveland does indeed work with him, he can pick any team outside of the AFC he wants to go to. But he mentioned an AFC team, like as far as the AFC is a possibility. So I just don't think the Cleveland Browns think that. But it kind of made me a little nervous because how much are you buying into the Detroit Lions after what you saw it happen in the playoffs?
This came out of conversations that you had with management.
Yes, sir.
Already. You've already had those conversations with management.
Yes. I mean, we spoke after the season with the exit meeting, and then spoke, a few other times, further down the line. So this wasn't something that I blindsided them with my opinion. I took my time before, stating it outright to them, and then, I released a statement. But, I wanted to be able to do right by them because, they've taken care of me for a long time. Cleveland has been my second home, and this community is one that I love. But this pain is how I feel now.
So what happens next? What do you want to happen next?
Well, a trade to happen next, but
Ooh-wee! Hey, done. He's done, bro. He's not taking a single snap. Do you know what you have to be? The dude, listen, the guy is under contract for 2 more years. What would you like to happen? A trade. The first 2 words out of his mouth were a trade. That means he's done. I don't believe he's taking a single snap for the Cleveland Browns. Not one. I mean, with a straight face. You know how done? You know what this the equivalent to? Look at his face. That's the equivalent saying, I want a divorce. Well, what do you want to do? I want a divorce. That's what that is. He wants a metaphorical divorce from the Cleveland Browns. Full State Farm says Browns will let him rot this year. Well, if they do that, they're going to ruin a lot more. You got to do right by your players. You have to do right by your players. But look at his face, bro. A trade. That's what he wants.
I just want to go to a contender.
So you want to have a say in where you wind up, is what you're saying.
I would love to. I know in my position I don't have much say in where I go, but hopefully we can leave off on good terms, and we can find a middle ground between us.
And so do you have some teams in mind that you would like to go to?
I mean, there are definitely contenders on the AFC side and NFC side. I'm not glued to anyone at the certain moment, but like I said, I just want to be in a position to to play in those big games and win big games and feel like.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna let you finish.
I can make a meaningful impact and elevate a team and take them over the top.
All right.
Wait a minute. Now, it was a lot of PR speaking there, but it was also some nuggets as well. He said currently, as Pringle drops a dono, appreciate you, bro. $4.99 says Dolphins did Calais dirty. Hopefully Cleveland learns from them. But listen, Cleveland did right by Zadarius Smith, but we are talking about Zadarius. No disrespect to Zadarius. Zadarius ain't Myles. Okay? And I hate saying what a person ain't, but I ain't trying to be disrespectful. So what did he say? He said it's AFC. I'm not glued to any one team right now. That's PR talk. That's also telling me that you got to sell me. I ain't sold on none of y'all. Myles Garrett is like the prom queen, the prom king. I'm sorry. I was thinking prom king. He's like that. He get to do whatever he want, however he is kind of in the driver's seat. Like he said, it ain't in his control. It ain't in his control, but it kind of is as well. Like he got to be sold. But what did he say at the end of that? A team, I believe I can take a team over the hump. And we got to listen to on Kunis, not Kunis, Kimes. What do I call? I mean, Kunis is the lady from that '70s show. Lord Jesus, we got to listen to him because he was a little more laid back in that interview. This one was super formal. He was a little same outfit, but he was a little laid back. But Myles Garrett, one, you got to sell him on the city. That's where Zadarius Smith could come in. Booyah. All grit, all of that stuff. The fact that, and then people like to say, Pringle with another dono says, Brad needs to forget them picks. People like to say, well, what about Hutchinson? Hutchinson could be a selling point to get Myles over here. Y'all ever thought about that? You ever thought, well, how often is it that we have two elite pass rushers? Who cares? Who cares what other teams are doing? If you ain't the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't want to hear it. But could you imagine? You ever thought about that? That maybe Hutch is also a drawing point? Because Myles was really, I mean, you had him, you had a couple guys, but you're talking about two dogs on the team. The Detroit Lions had 79 sacks over the last 2 seasons. Myles Garrett had 28 by himself. Hutch and him combined could at least get 15 apiece. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if you got Hutch coming from one side, and I believe Myles likes to play on the right, Hutch usually plays on the left. On the defensive line's left. Bro, Aiden Hutchinson could be a selling point to Myles Garrett.
And a couple more minutes on this subject matter, and then we'll move on to your season and what you think of this game here. Was LeBron disappointed to hear why you called him, Myles?
He was not. He had actually been reaching out to me to talk and just get my side of things. He's been a part of difficult times, and his first start of his career, and being so frustrated with being so close to the pinnacle of sports, or his sport, and he just wanted to see exactly how I was feeling, where my head was at, and if I need to talk through anything, and if I was ready to consider any kind of move that he was there to communicate with and to lean on.
And then I know this is a what if question, but what if the Browns say no? We want you to stay. We want you to be part of this thing. We do believe in the plan that we have. We do believe that this plan will work. We do need you to help this plan work, and you do have 2 years left. Like, what if that happens, Myles?
I mean, it's possible. They could do that, but that's a little bit further down the line that I'm willing to look. I know things have changed, night by night, and I'm sure people are calling and hopefully making some tempting offers, but I'm grateful for my opportunity, and I know that recently no one stuck to one team, seeing Luka, so I'm sure what happens.
I mean, that is, I still can't believe that. Did you call LeBron after that trade? Then just like reverse and call him up and say what?
I texted him. I couldn't believe it, and I mean, neither could he. I mean, it was all over everybody's phone. So there were group messages going up, texts going out, and I mean, he was as shocked as anybody else.
There's no equivalent in the NFL, right? I mean, I couldn't imagine what that would be. It would be a quarterback in his mid-20s.
Yep.
That is completely associated with a team that he's played with his entire, from draft to the moment, being traded for, I mean, you're 2 years younger than Anthony Davis, but maybe for you, you know what I mean? Like, because you play a different position. Anthony Davis plays something different from Luka. I'm just trying to even grasp at a straw to see what the similarity would be.
I feel like it'd be like a Chris Jones for a Josh Allen, and that's as similar as a comparison that I can make it. And that's even then it's not a one-to-one, but it was just shocking.
I've got Myles Garrett here on the Rich Eisen Show. Potentially you're defending your Defensive Player of the Year title tomorrow night, and you'll be at NFL Honors tomorrow night?
Yes, sir. We'll be.
Okay. What would it mean for you to get back-to-back in this regard, Myles?
I mean, it would be amazing. Like I've always said, these things are awesome to be able to accomplish, and grateful to be respected by my peers, and and to garner their praise and gather another award. But no, I'm looking for the big one. And no, these DPOYs, they go to my dad's house, and he can show them to his friends. And when I come over, I can smile and laugh and talk about it and all the things we went to get to it. But no, I'm always looking for that big one.
Hey, yo, and we're at the end of this here, because, yeah, I think he should have been asked. He's going to be asked very soon about specific teams, I believe. But when they start talking about something else, I think that's it. Tyrell with the dono says, so we trade for Myles, and in 2 years he goes back to Cleveland like LeBron to win one after winning us two. I thought the same thing. But notice that's the line that will get Myles Garrett to Detroit. First of all, there's no ifs, ands, or buts that the Lions should not be on the fence. This is a matter of draft capital and financial ramifications. This is not about whether Myles Garrett is worthy of being a Detroit Lion. But that line there is the opposite of Cam Newton. He don't give a care about individual accolades. He wants to win it all. That is a guy that's willing to be a team player. And if there was any doubt, which I'm sure there wasn't, if there was any doubt for the Detroit Lions on the fence about Myles Garrett, you would have to be an idiot to be on the fence. Then that did away with it. But I think he might be done. I feel like there's something else I didn't hear, but we're about to move on to the next clip. Let me just make sure.
Oikos showing up strong on football's biggest night for 6th straight year. You and Juno Temple in a new
ad. I think that's it. I think that's it. That's as far as he goes when it comes to that. Now, there is another clip. We're only going to be on for about an hour. And again, I had to make these. I decided to go live. Myles Garrett is going to be a topic of a lot of conversations and for the next couple of weeks. Now, I've heard a couple things today about when this could happen. And a lot of people think it could draw out to the NFL draft. And I hope if that is the case, that Brad, it could be a draft day trade. I hope if that is the case, that Brad is on the phone is until the 25th hour. Like, I hope that Brad is on the phone like the governor trying to stop somebody on death row. Like, real talk. This guy is a game changer and will take us over the hump. And St. Brown said today, and I think we got a clip from St. Brown. We might bring that in if I can find it, about what he said about the D-line. But here is Myles Garrett on the Mina Kimes show, and this is a little shorter. She gets a little more candid with him, but and you could tell he's already. I think Rich was his very first interview, so that was his kind of feel the room interview. He's probably done it a bunch of times by then, and here's him on Mina, and she's going to ask him a pretty decent question as well. But you'll see a team that keeps coming up, and I don't know if I like Myles' response when he's asked about the Washington Commanders. Let's check it out.
Coaching and my teammates, I think we can try to elevate each other, and I can take someone over the hump.
When you talk about your brand of football, that's interesting too, because when I think of you,
someone who's in
a little bit, or at least give some, did make it pretty clear in your statement, you want to play for a contender. So I was wondering if you could maybe narrow those parameters a little bit, or at least give some maybe detail as to like what you're looking for. What is the ideal situation for you?
I mean, it's like you said, someone who's in position to contend soon or right away, and I could come in and still play my brand of football. I don't want to have to change up my game too much, and I don't think they'd want to as coaching and my teammates. I think we can try to elevate each other, and I can take someone over the hump.
When you talk about your brand of football, that's interesting too, because when I think of you, I think of, okay, 4 down, don't have to blitz a lot. You got Myles Garrett. Does scheme or like the type of defense perhaps matter to you at all, or?
No, I definitely prefer to stay in a 4-3. If I have to stand up, I'll do it. It's just something I haven't been asked to do, but it's something I've done in practice, something I've worked on, and I feel like I'm comfortable just about anywhere.
It's no secret that quarterback has been the issue in Cleveland. When you look ahead again to like potential spots, is that something that's important to you? Joining a team where the quarterback is set and ready to compete?
Absolutely. I mean, with any playoff team or any championship team, they're going to have a quarterback, a good quarterback, and you've seen some game managers go out there with a great defense and win it all. But if you want to consistently be at the top, you got to have a really good quarterback, and that's hopefully where I'd find myself.
Man, that was it was a bar. It was terrifying at the same time, though, because when he said game managers, I freaked out. And I was like, yo, will he feel that way about Jared Goff? But I think Jared Goff has done more than enough. I mean, he could call Aaron Donald if he wanted to. He could call in Ndamukong Suh. But I feel like, yo, like if I'm Detroit, I'm trying to get this guy here. Oh, shout out to your boy Setup too, by the way. Look at Mina. Oh, okay, Mina, I see you. I see you, Mina. And then look at me. Oh, yeah, we both got the TVs in the background. Look at Mina. And then look at me. Let's go. Yeah, man, we trying to grow the brand. We trying to grow. And I got to feel that spot down there. That's right. I just need a little bit of a better camera, but we working on it. We working on them color corrections and adjustments. But let's let Myles Garrett finish like Kanye West.
It's the obvious, the guys in the Super Bowl, your Josh Allens, your Lamar. They're obviously not going to trade you the Ravens. But what about like a youngster like Jaden Daniels?
Why? Why do they keep bringing him up? I'm so tired of it. And you know good and well that they would have mentioned Detroit. If we wouldn't have lost to him, we would be the first team. We are the most needy team for him. I sound like a jealous ex-wife. We are the most needy team out of all the contenders. Stop playing. Stop playing. Rich, you can't even see the whole set. So I appreciate that. So I'm sick to death of it. And I'm even more appalled by his response.
Like an up-and-coming star, could that appeal to you at all?
Absolutely. I mean, he looked great. I mean, he looked great when we played him, but he really showed us behind when he was in the playoffs, and he's really done it and been very composed throughout the entire season. He has some great mentors around him and a great environment, so he can only continue to flourish if he keeps his head down and continues to work.
That might be the most popular Myles Garrett Photoshop that I've seen, Commanders.
Really?
Have you seen? That's the number. I've seen a lot of Commanders. I've seen some Lions.
I haven't seen the Photoshop of the Commander, but I have.
Finally, we made it. We made it. Our name was mentioned. Finally.
I've seen some AI. I've seen a lot of AI.
AI, okay. Some Bills, some Niners, some Eagles.
You never know. I mean, don't get me wrong; those are all great destinations. But I'm not gonna stick too closely to one or the other because it's not in my hands.
Yeah. Well, but I think what you're kind of laying out, like if you're in the playoffs this year, certainly you have proven that you can contend, and maybe they're a Myles Garrett away from getting over the hump. Or the teams, could you see yourself on either of the teams in the Super Bowl, perhaps?
Yeah. I think so.
Can I ask you a quick question about those teams, by the way? I'd love to get your thoughts on defense because I got you here. I mean, these are two great defenses, but they're very stylistic.
Come on, dog. Come on, Myles. Man, oh, man. And that was the Kunis. The Kimes. I keep calling her Kunis, bro. Lord, maybe I just like saying the word Kunis. I don't know. But I'm like, yo. This is a big deal. It's a big deal. He said all the right things. Those were you could start seeing that those answers were truly rehearsed. His PR team, we'll be on for an hour. His PR team was like, yo, Myles, this is what we need you to do. We need you to say these things. We need you to act this type of way. You know what I'm saying? Pringle with the dono, another one. 199 says, Eagles better not win the Super Bowl. I dislike Sirianni. Yeah, I don't think they're going to win just because I don't think Roger wants that to happen. I don't think he wants that to happen. Now, I'll probably make a video about this either later today or tomorrow, but you're going to have to excuse some of the language here because I was unable to get this clean. And Twitter, I'm gonna need you to do something with your resolution because this is trash. But here is Amon-Ra St. Brown, our wide receiver, talking about a D-line. I've been telling y'all this for years. But you don't have to take my word for it. But undone. Here's Amon-Ra St. Brown, courtesy his podcast about a D-line.
Him and Aiden and Aleem and DJ and all of our D-line, bro.
Who would you trade for?
I swear, if you have a D-line that's nasty, you don't need any corners. You don't need anything. Just play off and just play it off.
Who are you going to trade? Who would you trade for? Who would you trade for? Like, who would you give?
I mean, I don't know. How does it usually work? They usually trade draft picks, right?
A draft pick and a player, or like
Shut up,
Aiden for
Backlit.
Myles.
Shut up.
You know?
No, fuck no.
Who?
No.
He said Aiden for Myles. If you in case you missed it, he about to say something real cool too.
Bro, Aiden's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Aiden's about to get locked up in 3 months. He's locked line for life.
Maybe like and you also got to take into account like how much he's getting paid right now.
Hey, St. Brown, I see what you're doing, bro. I see what you trying to flex for the camera. What are you doing, bro? Put your arms down. Put your arms down trying to flex. I see what you're doing. You done rubbed your head a little too much. You trying to show us that Schwarzenegger, bro. Put your hands down.
Because you're going to take over his contract. So
How much is he getting paid? Can we get a number on that, Mike? How much is Myles Garrett? What's his salary cap?
So
right now?
so he's gonna dent your salary cap. So you maybe not as high of a draft pick. Who knows?
Myles Garrett, Aiden, oh my God, like even like during the year we were thinking like Max Crosby and Aiden would be nuts.
Oh, Max would be nuts too. Yeah,
but I think he's gonna be probably Raider for life too. But wait, so since he requested a trade, right? Doesn't mean he's leaving, right?
I mean,
he's so clueless.
It's up to I think GM if he wants to trade him. But
Bro, how we know more than them?
yeah, but some organizations honor the players if they want to get traded. Some don't. Like I think Cooper Kupp just posted that the Rams told him they're going to trade him. Like sometimes teams don't even tell you; they just trade you. At least they told him, and they're working with him. Apparently, based off his post, that they're trying to work with him on where they're going to trade him.
And there you have it. First of all, St. Brown, I'm going to need you to freshen up, bro. Freshen up on your own league rules. How you not going to know how it worked? That's crazy to me. But you heard it from saying, oh, Lori, I missed your, hold on now. I missed a milestone. Lori says, Roger Goodell claims that the league is not rigged. LOL, go Lions. Of course he's going to say that, Lori. Of course he's going to. And he's right. It's not rigged. It's narrative driven, which means they can shove it in a certain direction. I think rigged would be a predetermined outcome, but it's definitely some help. What's up, Tyrell with the dono? Says Washington just got to the hump. He not going there. I can buy that. Okay, AJ Productions, I've been missing this comment for a while, says, Derek, would you fire Brad if he drafted a DT and did not try to trade for Myles Garrett because they wanted 3 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders? No, I would not fire him, bro. But he might get himself fired if we ain't in the Super Bowl in 3 years. He might. I'm just gonna keep it a buck because that's the reality of the situation. How much are the Lions? And the Lions might retain him, but the fans will turn on him. I'm telling you right now, we don't make a Super Bowl in the next 2 seasons, they're going to turn on Brad Holmes. Because you can't keep doing this. He can't keep getting away with this. Dang, what is this? What is this? Hold on, let me see. Hold on. With the 96th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Broderick, who are you, Martin? He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with it. I did an excellent video yesterday on why the Detroit Lions are done with the building phase. Pringle with another dono, $4.99, says, what's with the Rams trading players without telling them? That's crazy. And Stafford going to the Minnesota Vikings, perhaps? Could Matthew Stafford be a Minnesota Viking in a few months? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Dolo Dynamite says, Denzel Ward says if Myles gets traded, he wants out too. He probably want out too right now, bro. They all running. Derek, can we get a Broderick Martin jersey? Bro, you have to get that mug custom made. You have to get it custom made. Detroit Dog says, why do we not like Brad now? No, we don't dislike Brad. He just got some work to do. Must be the CTE talking. Broderick, who are you, Martin? Yes, sir. Or Broderick, what have you done, Martin? What did they do to cheat the Pistons? I don't know. I didn't see I guess they lost on a buzzer beater. What happened to Smoking Jeremy B? What do you mean what happened? Doesn't he have a YouTube channel? Did something happen to him? Hold on, let me hear Gun Guy, what are you talking about? What happened? Bro, I want to watch the rest of the vid where he talks about the team. Marco, who you talking about, bro? Amon Ra was so drunk, hungover in that podcast. He was in LA. Was a short video and they didn't answer the fan questions. Oh, how long was the podcast? I got a confession, y'all. I got a confession. I don't watch it every week. I don't watch the podcast every week. Derek, what would you trade for Myles? We'll go over that in a second. Brad, so the Smoking Jeremy B comment, was that just out there or did something happen are you asking? Because he got a channel. So, anyway, let me know about that. All right. So here's the last thing I'll bring up, and this is from the Twitterverse as well. And this is something I saw about a potential draft situation. All right. Do you think it would be a more successful year if we get another pass rusher other than Myles or two? Lupe, absolutely. I mean, here's I understand that Brad Holmes is one of 31 teams that'll be fighting for him. You could say 16 if Andrew Berry decides to keep him, put him out of the division. So I understand that Brad Holmes, it is not all in his control. That's why I need to see from him maximum effort. He cannot leave anything on the table. No chintzy, no none of that stuff. The only pass rusher that we might be able to get worth 2 cents in the first round is Jack Sawyer. That's it. And that's if he falls to 28 or Brad doesn't trade up a little earlier. And I'm going to be real with you. Brad trades up, I might start feeling some type of way because you don't have the capital. Like, let's say Brad traded. How would y'all do this? If there was studios, I agree with you. And I'm going to make a video about him because Jeremy Fowler says that the Lions could be interested. Let me ask you this. What would you do? What would you do if Brad Holmes, is there any player that you would be willing to sacrifice next year's first round pick for in this draft? So Brad Holmes needs to draft up. We're picking 28. In order to get that player, he needs to pair next year's first. What player would you take? I like what Braylon Edwards said, Aiden Hutchinson untouchable. He also said that he would trade him in his prime. Honolulu BS. First of all, your name, bro. What is you talking about? Okay. Honolulu BS says, best roster we've ever had, and we're hating on Brad. First of all, that rhyme. They went 15-2. Injury is the main reason we ended early, not Broderick Martin. You believe that? You believe that? Okay. And let's pin this question. Honolulu BS. I'm about to come at you, bro. I'm about to respectfully come at you. Because I've been talking about this for 4 years. With the 96th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions gave up draft capital to draft a guy who had 10 snaps in a year that we needed a pass rusher to get to the Super Bowl. That is why I'm on his head. In addition to that, okay, who cares about 15-2? And where did that get us, bro? And don't come to me with this, injuries are the main reason. Really? What about the one game that we lost until then? Now the injuries are a problem? See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. And this ain't just directed at you. This, to me, is called coping. Nobody talked about the injuries until we lost. It's almost like we were waiting to use it as an excuse. Where were we talking about, bro? When we lost to the Buffalo Bills, we lost one game with all of those injuries. One. And even after we lost to Buffalo, we still won 3. That is an excuse to me. And it's one that people like to use to bail them out of the fact that they want to cope with 15-2. You know what, the Lions, I'm going to write a letter to Roger Goodell, and I'm going to ask him to have an in-season champion, just like the NBA. Because Lions fans want to hold on to 15-2 like it matters. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. What did 15-2 get us? In Cancun early. And now we want to blame the injuries? When the consistent, even last year, when we were one of the healthiest teams in the NFL, the constant was a lack of a pass rush. I said it. This is amazing to me. Brad Holmes has some accountability to this D-line, period. And if you tell me that, let me be very clear. So on defense, we lost Hutchinson. We didn't lose McNeil to the end of the season. We lost Hutch halfway through the game 6 or 7. You lost, what's his name? Marcus Davenport game. Are we really believing that? Marcus Davenport, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, and DJ Reader was all of that? And then who else on the back end did we lose? Really nobody. Carlton Davis, he went out later. And we only lost one game with all those injuries. What are we doing? This is why you will never hold Brad to a higher standard, because 15-2 is good enough for all of y'all. Martin, Manu, Hooker, Levi, Pascal. I'm always yelling about something, Smith. What are we doing? I don't understand. When are we going to start holding him accountable? If you want an in-season championship, there you go. We got it. We are the in-season champions for 2024. Yippee-ki-yay. The NFL should make that for fans like us, because we happy with that. What are we doing here? Do I have to keep going over the same stat that I've been repeating for 4 years? The Lions are the only NFC team to never appear in the Super Bowl. The Lions are the only OG team been around for 90 plus years to never appear in a Super Bowl. The Lions are the only team under the year 30 years old that never appear in the Super Bowl. And we are okay with 15-2. You know why? Because I guarantee you next year, are we going to the Super Bowl? Are we now? We thought that this year. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the Lions don't get this D-line, I ain't doing nothing Super Bowl next year. No Super Bowl odds, no Bet US, no Super Bowl favorites. I'm doing none of that, because a whack defensive line will get us nowhere. It will get you sent home early by a rookie QB who's literally running everywhere. Unless you're the Chiefs. Hey, Fave, the Chiefs, they got a better D-line than we do, even healthy. If your defensive tackle gets 15 sacks, that's right there. The edge getting 15 sacks is one thing. Do you know how hard it is for a D tackle to get 15 sacks? And why am I so tough on Brad Holmes? Because when we had an opportunity to draft somebody who could do something on this team, think about my stance, right? I talk about this team every day, and we're going to go over an hour because I'm on one. I'm on one. We already did it. Think about my stance, and then we'll wrap it up. Why is it that I see what this team needs, but he doesn't? Or he don't want to do nothing about it? If we talk about the D-line, since Brad Holmes has gotten here, you know what he did? He reached Charles Harris, Romeo Okwara, Julian Okwara. Like, that's what we doing? And then you gave up draft capital to get a guy who did not contribute. This is year 3 for Broderick Martin, and y'all still about to make excuses. Name one reason that Broderick Martin should not be on the field. He was drafted 2 years ago in the top 100. We drove up. He wasn't even sitting there. Like, he wasn't like the guy. We acted like he was the man. We gave up capital to get this dude. For what? What has he done? What will he do? The D-line needs improvement, but they aren't necessarily the reason we failed to reach the Super Bowl this year. This year, you had a lot of things. But the one constant, my friend, is the pass rush. That is the one constant, because I am going to go out on a limb. If we would have traded for Danielle Hunter in 2023, we are in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. If we would have signed Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel like the Minnesota Vikings, we are going to the Super Bowl. If we sign Myles Garrett, we're going to the Super Bowl. That's it. You don't need two blitz when you got Hutch on one side, Myles on the other side, DJ Reader, and whoever. Now Brad needs to fill the void left by early season Aleem McNeil. AJ, I don't care. I don't care. It happens all the time. I got 50% of the people that watch that never hit the sub button. That's fine with me. The whole world seeing that our D-line needed major improvement. So let me ask you, did y'all answer the question? What are we talking about? So Honolulu, this ain't an attack on you, my man, if you still here. But this is what Lions fans are accustomed to settling. Because what's going to happen is, what are your minimum requirements for next season? Injuries are not an option. I don't want to hear if we stay healthy. Forget all that. What are your requirements for the 2025 Detroit Lions for 2025? It's a single sentence. Derek, what if we drafted Kenneth Grant from Michigan? I don't know. See, I got to look and see. I think our D-line is 80% right now. We need one more guy to keep the line off AIN. What's up, Lamont? Oh, D, bro, I got to holler at you. I'm going to holler at you, my brother. Lord, what? Bro, over that, what we was talking about? I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you up right after this. I haven't heard anything. I had to do the identification verification, but that was it. Dog, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. How could we settle? We haven't won a Super Bowl yet. If we should never be settling for anything. Dark Saber says, how do you feel if Brad Holmes doesn't get Myles Garrett and instead get someone in the draft? Dark, the odds are low that he's going to get Myles. But I just got to know that he gave 100% effort. Maximum, not 99.9, 100% effort. That's what I need to hear from him. Because Brad has a lot of work to do. He has to make up for his abysmal addressing of the D-line. No matter what you try to say, y'all, we don't have our starters are Aleem, DJ Reader, who we got in free agency, and Aiden Hutchinson. That's it. All them other guys are depth pieces. Pascal, depth. Al-Quadim, practice squad, depth. Levi, depth. We cannot pretend like these guys are game changers. So all Brad has been doing outside of Hutch and Aleem, to me, which was a steal, Aleem he got first round pick money right now. Aleem got paid like he was a top 5 D tackle coming out the draft. Outside of Aiden Hutchinson and Aleem McNeil, name one move that Brad Holmes has made outside of DJ Reader that is worth 2 cents, either on free agency or the draft. I'll wait. I bet you can't do it. What would 100% effort be? Personally, I feel like he won't go after him because he will still want a new contract and we can't afford it. Okay, Mr. X, that is a great point. Everybody is saying that. That is the first thing that I hear coming out of everybody's mouth. Myles Garrett, from his mouth, said today on Rich Eisen, it is not about the money. It's never been about the money for him. Myles Garrett wants to win. If you go back and you listen to his press conference, he is talking like a guy who knows he is on the crescendo of his career and is entering soon the twilight. And he wants a Lombardi trophy in the meantime. You have to be willing to sacrifice something for that. And it does not seem like, to me, Myles Garrett wants money. If he wanted money, he would care about the MVPs. and the defensive player of the year. He stated for himself he does not. If you are 100% a team player, I'm not saying that if you get paid, you not, because he got paid 5 years ago. I'm saying that you take one. Tom Brady, ultimate team player. Derek, we have 53 holes. Now we down to 1 or 2. Let Brad finish. No. Nope. Nope. I'm not gonna let him finish. How? J-Mo? Joe Mo, how we gonna let him finish? This is his opportunity to finish. You keep on doing the same thing. Broderick Martin, Levi, Josh. What are we doing? You're asking me to let him finish. And we got more than 52 holes. I mean, 2 holes. But I hear what you're saying. I'm not going to let him finish when he's had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and you bring in a guy that played 4 games in 2020. And nobody's going to talk about Emmanuel Mosley. Like, we signed a dude. Look. See, when you start losing, now you get exposed, right? Let's go back. DJ Chark. Brad Holmes has a history. He has a history. Until this season, nobody got paid, and you like to draft injured players. Emmanuel Mosley came off a season-ending injury. He got a season ending with us. We re-signed him again. He got another one. DJ Reader came off. He was the exception. Tim Patrick, he was the exception. But we're talking about more often than not, it doesn't work out. Josh Paschal, he was battling cancer. Cannot hold him accountable for that. Levi, 2nd round pick, playing like a 6th rounder. James Houston played better than Levi. If you've shown me that you're not going to do something about it, why am I going to let you do anything? And for everything that he did, bro, where are we? We got clowned by a rookie quarterback. No, J-Mo, I mean, listen, if you disagree with me, that's cool. I appreciate that. Whether it was or wasn't, it ain't about you agreeing with me, man. It's like, I understand what you're saying, but this was the same fan base that was saying, in Patricia, we trust. Like, we just do that. The next person that they put in power, we just, and Brad has done fantastic. But now it's time for him to do more. Because like I said, what are your minimum requirements, the entire chat, for the 2025 Detroit Lions? Hey, JB, I think about your call right to this day. When you called last season, not 2024, but 2023, and you went on that rant and that list, and you listed all of the failures with the Detroit Lions, I still think about that phone call, bro. I still think about that. Lions Live Wire, what up, young man? Says, win a Super Bowl, not make it. Okay, very high expectations. Okay, Honolulu says, I agree, but you say hold him accountable like he was going to call for his job. No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, instead of putting on him in God tier status, in saint status, in deity status, hold him accountable, right? We hold Jared Goff accountable. Jared Goff was MVP caliber. One bad game, and we ready to let him go. Brad Holmes, nobody talks about Trinity Benson. Nobody talks about Emmanuel Mosley. Brad Holmes could have drafted Jalen Carter and Jahmyr Gibbs, but he took Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell. That's your discretion. Who did you want? Very few people said Jack Campbell. Would Jalen Carter have been the best decision? I don't know. Hindsight. He's not on our team. But he could have drafted both. He could have drafted both. It was Jalen Carter was on everybody's first. We could have got him traded up to get Jahmyr Gibbs. We traded back took Jahmyr, took Jack Campbell. Okay, Mr. X says, I would say our edge rusher depth is terrible, not so much our starters. Okay, Mr. X, I completely disagree with you. Completely. I'm not counting Zadarius Smith. I should, but I'm not counting him because he talking about 30-some snaps a game. We need somebody that can play 80%. I'm going to finish that, though. I do hope even if we get Garrett, that we draft someone. If Brad Holmes was smart, that's what he would do. See, the problem with Brad Holmes is he act like he the smartest man in the room. I am not that guy. I am literally going off of stats. The stats show that without getting to the quarterback, we will not win the Super Bowl. It is the chances of that happening decrease with our inability to get to the quarterback. And if you have, okay, better the hunt. So we got Super Bowl. We've got Super Bowl is minimum. NFC Championship games is better the hunt. Super Bowl or I'm satisfied or I'm not satisfied. The minimum requirement at this point will always be a Super Bowl or bust. No one is perfect. Brad Holmes has done a great job, but we need a solid edge. Hey, Thomas, I buy that. I buy that 1,000%. If Brad Holmes re-signs Marcus Davenport, what are you going to say? He drafted injury-prone Rakestraw. Thomas, that's another one. I had a natural fit when we took him. I did a rant about him. As a matter of fact, you know, we about to have some fun. We about to have some fun. I'm about to take y'all back into time, and then we gonna get off. Bro, look, I can run a midnight radio show. I'm starting this like not a cleanse, but I'm gonna eat better after the Super Bowl. During the NFL season, you know, I like to partake of the bubbly. I like to do all that stuff. And I'm starting my healthy eating on Monday. So I had me some chili cheese fries today. So I might be up for a little bit. Okay, hold on. I want to show y'all this. All right. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that, hold on, no amount of talent mantra is going to cost us. This is me during the 2000. This is me after we selected Ennis Rakestraw, knowing that we didn't do anything to address the pass rush. I haven't seen this in a long time. And y'all thought I was crazy. Not sure what to say. I ain't even looking at The Detroit Lions, with the 61st pick, take another cornerback. I mean, so I got to ask y'all a serious question now. I got to ask you a serious question. Does anybody but me care about the pass rush? At all. At all. We have no other picks. None until the 5th round. And you talking about stacking up at one position? I know our pass D was booty butt cheeks. It was booty butt cheeks. I understand that. But these guys better be Clamp City. Because our pass rush is exactly the same. We have DJ Reader. That is all. Marcus Davenport is not him. And I know what y'all gonna say. Everybody is gone. I get you. I understand that. So now, Brad Holmes, do whatever you have to do to go get Trey Hendrickson. Make it happen. This is ridiculous. You better trade up and get a pick. You better get somebody on that defensive line. I don't care how you react. I don't care, bruh. This is why I'm where I'm at, because I keep it $150. What is this? What are we doing? Our pass defense was 27. That's what our pass defense was. 27. Both of these. You mean, so here's the off season. Now I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We traded a 3rd round pick for a mediocre cornerback in Carlton Davis Banks. We re-sign Emmanuel Mosley. We bring in Amik Robinson. We trade a third-round pick for Arnold. I get it. And with the 61st pick, we take another quarterback. Where is the Aiden, bruh? I'm praying for you, dog, because you have 0 people helping you.
Hey,
none.
Was I wrong?
Not a one.
Was I wrong?
Marcus Davenport missed me with that. James Houston missed me with that. We got the CFL Player of the Year. Miss me with that. Booty butt checks. That's what our defensive line, the edge rusher, that's what it is.
Hey, facts.
Trust the process. This is what I'm doing, but I can question it, though. We better be Clamp City. We better be doing this all day long. All day long. I'm talking about Seat Belt City. Brad Holmes, you better have something up your sleeve, bruh. I'm talking about somebody, somehow, some way. You didn't do nothing in free agency and nothing in the draft. You go get somebody, bruh. And I don't care, bring it on. Cause I'll be right, dog. I'll be right. Whoever said and the Chiefs take Kingsley Suamatea, I'll be right, bruh. Booty, butt, cheeks. That is our defense. Our defensive line. Brad, get it done, bruh. I don't have no words. 0 words, man.
Hey,
I mean, you talking about going hard? You talking about going hard? This dude went hard. He said, Kobe, he went hard on the secondary. Okay, we get you, bruh. You a snob for quarterbacks. Okay, we get you, bruh. It's time to get that defensive line stout. I'm done. I'm done. Sub to the channel. Do whatever you want to do. Go Lions.
the breathing. Hey, was I wrong, though? Was I wrong, though? Bro, it's almost like I'm a prophet. Was I wrong, though? Hey, no lies detected in there. There was 0 lies in that whole thing. The whole thing, bro. There was not a single lie detected. Ennis Rakestraw did absolutely nothing. And we are addressing the pass rush was Marcus Davenport. Pringle says, I need to know if Brad Holmes knows about your channel. Oh, man. So, hey, did y'all hear the breathing, though? Hey, at least I was starting to lose weight. But look, listen, y'all. Man, this is what I'm saying. And the only reason that I came to that conclusion is based on the stats. Y'all thought it was feelings, and it was a lot in there. But I'm just like, you took a guy who played 4 games in 2023, and you act like that was addressing the D-line. You draft Ennis Rakestraw, and you don't address the defensive line until Mekhi Wingo in the 6th round, and even he got hurt. Oh, man. No, this is not. Look, this is not the same hoodie. I got on a different hoodie. I still got that hoodie, but so listen, y'all. I know it seemed like I'm all emotional, and I am. I'm full of emotion. But that was solely based on the fact that, and now you guys see it, right? So now you see it. It feels good to toot my own horn, but oh, hold on. We got one more. We going back down memory lane. We got one more video. It's almost like, you know what? I'm happy. Like, YouTube is great. Because you can keep receipts. It's all there. Okay. All right. So this one right here, I showed this in my video a couple days ago. This one right here is okay, hold on. All right, This one, ironically, is the exact same length as the video we just watched, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm going to put it in double speed because I listen to all my, well, no, because if you listen to this in double speed, we'll do this. Derek, what flavors of wings did you get at B-Dubs? I get the traditional flat and drums. I get 20. But here is my reaction to signing Marcus Davenport. And y'all saw the beginning of this. We got some breaking news coming out of the city of Detroit, man. The Detroit Lions waited all day. we waited all day to make a move, and we did just that. I sat in front of this computer, man. We waited all day. Is it Daniil Hunter? No. Is it AJ Epinesa? No, he stayed in Buffalo. Is it anybody? Yes, it is somebody. And I made a video yesterday about an Eric Armstead, a guy who's injured. And guess what you guys said to me? Oh, he's injury prone. And what did I say to you? Oh, if he's injured, your general manager is going to want him. Coming from Mike Garafolo, the Lions have agreed to terms with defensive end Marcus Davenport on a 1-year deal, sources tell me. Following a year with the Vikings, the former first-round pick of the Saints moves elsewhere in the NFC North. Now, is this a Daniil Hunter? No. Is this anybody of significant value? No. Is this a depth piece? Probably so. But this is what we waited for? Now, don't get me wrong. We've got to replace Julian. We've got to replace Romeo. We've got to replace Charles Harris. But is this what you want to see from your Detroit Lions after you wait all day? Hopefully there's some talks with another individual as well. Hopefully Daniil Hunter, Khalil Mack gets cut later on. Let's look at Mr. Marcus Davenport. The Minnesota Viking Syndicate called him a bum, a B-U-M, all capital letters, 6'6", 27, was drafted in the first round of the 2018 draft. Well, golly, he had 2 sacks last year. Out of his 3 tackles, 2 of them were sacks. But look at this. Well, 4 games last year. Why? Because he has not played a game since October 15th, being on the injured list. Hold on, wait. Since October. Wait. Why?
Because shout out to my guy, Motor City Cats. What do you notice about this photo? He brought this to my attention. Don P over there. Marcus Davenport has never played a full season. If I would have peeped that, I would have really went ballistic. Not only was he coming off a 4-game season, in his entire career, he's never played a full season. He came close in 2022. He's never played a full season. Because he has not played a game since October 15th, being on the injured list. And you want to tell me that Eric Armstead is a guy that he's too injury prone? Well, step right up. Come on down to the Detroit Lions, because if you're injured, Brad Holmes is going to sign you up. Mosley, bum ACL, come on back. This guy here, Marcus Davenport, bum ankle, haven't played since the middle of October. Come on to the Detroit Lions, where you can resurrect your career, whether you're injured or not. It doesn't matter. This is the move that your general manager makes. But I made a video about Chase Young, and the entire fan base, the whole comment section, destroyed this man. And I said then, and I say it again. Would you prefer 7.5 sacks or 2? Would you prefer double-digit games or 4? The choice is yours. Now, this is only the beginning. Brad Holmes still got a lot of work to do, but it ain't going to be nobody left. Marcus Davenport, we got some breaking news. And man, oh man, it feels good to have waited all day to hear that we signed a TLC. You know what a TLC is? A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fine, is also known as a injured. He's always, this is what he does, bruh. Now, this is, hey, oh, it was great to go down memory lane. Now you see why I am so bent on the pass rush. And go back through my catalog of picks. I got one more. I can't help it, y'all. I got one more. One more reaction video. This one here. I'm just receipt grabbing now.
Okay, hold on. Man. Dang, I done made over 100 videos with this guy's name in it. All right, we'll do this last one and we'll call it a day. Now, I want to preface this by saying this was not about the player. This was about the pick. All right? So keep this in mind. This was not about the player. This was about the pick. Man, this was chunky, Derek. This was chunky, low quality Derek. This is heart of COVID, Derek, so you can tell. But this is my reaction to a particular receiver that's on the team. But notice the reaction and why we did what we did. This is before we took Josh Pascal. We gave up. We gave up what we gave up. Who do we get? Willis. Who are we coming up to get? We gave up potentially, allegedly, 3 picks. Our next 3, Stafford. So this Stafford gives us this. This guy better be a stud, bro. Yeah. This is Stafford. This is 34 and 66. Ooh, darn. Okay, so here we go. They got Lions received the 12th overall pick and a second round pick, number 46. The Vikings received 32, 34, and 66. So we do have a second round pick. Okay. We will be picking in the second round. Who are we taking, bro?
I gotta think it's Willis or Hamilton.
Willis or Hamilton. Who do you want? Who do you want?
Willis. I want my quarterback. I'm taking Willis.
Lloyd, man.
Okay, Mark wants Devin Lloyd. You want, say it again, Darn?
I'd be happy with either, but we need a quarterback, so I'm going Willis.
Okay.
I've been saying it.
That's a lot to give up for a project.
We need somebody on the defense, bro.
That's a lot.
Aiden's not enough.
I'm willing to take, man.
Aiden Hutchinson is not enough, bro. Here we go.
I know he's not enough, for sure. You're right.
The Minnesota Vikings have traded the 12th pick to the Detroit Lions with the 12th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. The Detroit Lions select Jamison Williams, wide receiver, Alabama.
So they moved to 20.
They moved what? Bruh.
Oh my goodness.
Coming off of an ACL, Brad Holmes, this is how you blow it up. Wow. This unbelievable.
But this kid though, bro.
He the real deal, man. But
he is. But who's gonna stop the offense?
I know.
Who's gonna stop the offense, bro? You couldn't get a receiver at 32 or 34.
We could have got Pickens, man.
And Durr, congratulations. You got your guy. But this is ridiculous. We better not be ranked last in defense. And we were.
Wow.
He suffered a torn ACL 3 months ago.
Wow.
Welcome to the D. But man, come on, bro. Hey, listen. The guy, Brad, has done what he's done. He's done what he's done, bro. And this was not about Jamison Williams. It was about the fact that you got to remember, up until this point, we have Levi, Aleem, and Aiden Hutchinson. And the defense for the Detroit Lions was second. Their defense was 30th or 31st. And we traded up to get Jamison Williams. It wasn't about the player. It was about the pick. It was about the lack of Brad Holmes. That he has a pattern. I have a pattern. He has a pattern. And I am right. I hate doing that. No, I don't. I actually like doing it. But it's strictly by the numbers. So this is not a new thing for me. So you wonder why we keep making videos about pass rushers. It's because it has now become the most neglected position from Brad Holmes' time as general manager. Go look it up. Go look it up. The people that he's drafted on the defensive line off the top of the dome, his first defensive line pick was Levi. His second one was Aleem. Then we wind up taking Aiden. We took Josh Pascal. We took James Houston. In 2023, You already know. In 2024, we took Mekhi Wingo. Now you tell me, Hutchinson was the steal of the D-line draft to me. He is the best choice Brad has made. That's because he is neglected. I mean, the dude, and I love Jahmyr Gibbs. Absolutely love him. But real talk, we could have got Jalen Carter and Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs was sitting there at 12. We could have taken Jalen Carter at 6. We could have packaged up something to come up and get Jahmyr Gibbs. Done deal. We could have still got Brian Branch, I believe. We could have still got Sam Laporta. So that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to go back down memory lane because I've been talking about this for literal years. You can go back and look. I have predicted all of this nonsense. I was wrong about DJ Reader. My thing about DJ Reader was more of his injury history than his production. He actually outperformed last season. But when you sign a Marcus Davenport as your pass rusher, and then you go and you re-sign Emmanuel Mosley, and you sign another injured player, Brad Holmes signed 3 players in free agency that were injured the year before. That played, DJ Reader, at least he played 12 games. So this is all based off of what Brad Holmes has done, and guess what? I was right. And I will continue to be right. If Brad Holmes does not properly address the defensive line, we will not win it all. That's it. Anyway, appreciate y'all. I had to do something, wanted to go live. We'll probably be doing a little more of this since there's not really a lot going on. I don't really want to go live all the time on the channel, but I feel like we need to talk about this stuff, especially with Max, Myles, and the stuff that's, the way that the Lions lost. I think that we need a little more therapy. And I think that's why I'm going live so much, is because I feel like that you and I we get to talk to each other in real time and express whatever frustration we have. Phone lines will be coming open eventually before the season begins. We'll be taking phone calls and stuff like that. Syndicate Sports Detroit will continue next Monday, hopefully the 10th, the day after the Super Bowl. We'll be back over there. And Detroit Lions Weekly may or may not happen tomorrow because we've been live like every day. So it might, depending on what the Lions do, we might have something to talk about. So anyway, have a great day, rest of your night. Enjoy. Here's a show I could recommend. There's a show called Doc. It's on Fox, DOC. It's pretty good. It's about a doctor that got amnesia. She was a real dirtbag, like super duper dirtbag, got amnesia. And now is back at the hospital that she worked at. Everybody's looking at her side-eyed, and she's like a new person. It's very good, very intriguing. I've watched every episode, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So anyway, appreciate you guys. I just finished my 3rd month of YouTube full time. It's been quite the journey, quite the adjustment. I was wondering how it would be when there's no football going on and stuff like that. We're also going to be supporting the UFL and the guys over there. So I appreciate that. Have a great night, y'all, and I will see you next time.